What's your 5 favourite Jedis?
Okay, so my top 5 favourite Jedi. I have Plo Koon at number 5 mainly because what we saw in the Clone Wars, he showed a different side of Plo Koon, and obviously he didn't really do much in the movies, but yeah, seeing how he was like emotionally attached to the clones as well as like Anakin Kenobi, kind of shows that he didn't just see him as a number. He's almost like a part of his family, and he always had like, even though he weren't, obviously Jedi's not supposed to show emotion and everything, but he's like, even to Ahsoka, he had an attachment with Ahsoka, so he weren't stuck on the Jedi rules, but also he was at the same time. But even like, he's just cool overall. Plo Koon's a cool character. Number 4, Qui-Gon. I think, like you said, the way he interpreted the Force, and the way he could have easily gone on the Council, but because he stuck to his beliefs of the Force, and the Force guiding him, showed that he was too good for the Jedi as such. And the one thing that really interests me with Qui-Gon as well is like Dooku suggesting that he might have turned to join Dooku, which could have been interesting. But if the Force guided him that way, he would have done that way. And yeah, and again, like I said, didn't see enough much of him. Even in the Clone Wars again, enjoyed seeing him. And yeah, he's just a cool character again. R.I.P. But yeah, number 3. I'll say Ahsoka.
Ooh, okay.
Because yeah, I like Ahsoka. I like, even from day one, I always liked her, and because she had that relationship with Anakin as well. Even though before she left the Jedi, she was still quite respected, because even though she was Anakin's Padawan, but she was still respected as her own.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way we see her develop in the Clone Wars, even when she leaves the Jedi Order, like, she's still a Jedi, but she's not, obviously. But again, a very cool character, and yeah, number 3. Now this is the 2 that I'm never going to change these top 2.
Is it, without saying the order yet, is it the same 2?
It's the same.
Obviously, because I'd be surprised if it wasn't, to be honest, mate. But
yeah, same 2. But Kenobi is second for me. I think, like you said,
interesting.
very, very, very cool, very good character. What represents what a Jedi should be. He's like one of the best defensive duelists around. I mean, Dooku could argue that, but because Dooku just loves toying with Obi-Wan. But I think as a whole, like, Kenobi's such a cool character. The reason we call him Space Jesus. So yeah. So
yep.
And number 1, whoever knew me was going to pick Anakin. No, what? Because I'm biased to him. Like, I think in the movies and in the animated series and that it shows how cool Anakin is as a character, and almost what he lost when he turned to the dark side. But it's just obviously, I think a lot of people could relate to Anakin. Obviously not the killing younglings and everything, but like, as a personality, they could relate to Anakin, and I definitely related to him. And obviously Hayden as well. He does help the character for me a lot. So he's my number 1.
I think that, at the end of the day, I think both those lists you could, people will argue with. Some will argue with mine, being like, why is people might be like, why is Ahsoka not on mine? Some people might be like, why isn't Yoda on yours? Something like that. At the end of the day, we've all got different opinions, and at the end of the day, as long as we respect each other's opinions for it,
Yeah, it's not saying we don't I'm not saying I don't like Yoda and you don't like Ahsoka.
No, of course not.
It's, that doesn't. That's not what this list is about. It's just what we feel. And if you want to know, put your comments down below. Let us know what your top 5 favorite Jedi's are. We love to read them.
Yeah. So yeah, we look forward